Please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of brave.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2021 commencement ceremony of David H. Hickman High School. My name is Tony Grignani, and it is a privilege to serve as principal of Hickman High School. I thank you all for joining the faculty and staff of Hickman as we come together to celebrate the hard work and diligence of this senior class, who received the honor of joining the high ranks of CUPE alumni. At this time, the choir will perform a musical tribute to faculty, family, and friends. Please turn your attention to the video monitors for a performance from our a cappella singers.
Sing to me, comfort, sing.
Thank you to our a cappella singers for that beautiful song. At this time, I would like to thank our special guests who are here with us today. Please stand as I call your name. Superintendent, Dr. Peter Stiepelman. Board member, Ms. Jean Snodgrass. Thank you for all of your support during this difficult year and for being here today to celebrate our senior class. I would also like to thank my administrative team. Please stand as I call your name. Mr. Jack Rubenstein, Miss Denise Herndon, Dr. Andrew McCarthy, Dr. Matt Ross, Dr. Atah Knighton, Miss Leslie Lewis, Miss Catherine Patton, and Director of Counseling, Dr. Susan Matthew. Thank you all for your tremendous work. This year would have been far more difficult without you. Each year, the senior class selects Hickman faculty representatives they would like to honor. This year's faculty honorees are Trish Beeson, Dean Frazier, Greg Gunn, Samantha Hayes, Jacob Innes, Pam Lewandowski, Marcus McGuinn, Nate Meyer, Jesse Plato, Zach Rodeman, Tom Sweeney, Dee Wassman, Stephanie West, and Katie Wish. Could we give those teachers a round of applause, please? The class of 2021 has 6 valedictorians. This is no small feat. These students have been unwavering in their dedication to their academics during their time at Hickman, and each is graduating with a 4.0 grade point average. Please turn your attention to the video monitors for our valedictorian recognition. Aiden Aberbach, son of Ian Aberbach and Beth Scheuer. He will be attending Swarthmore College, majoring in computer science. Benjamin Eric Edidin, son of Dan Edidin and Tanya Christensen. He will be attending University of Toronto, majoring in math. Elizabeth Henderson, daughter of David Henderson and Andrea Fisher. She will be attending St. Louis University and is currently undecided. Ethan Jones, son of Kathy Smith and David Jones. He will be attending Southern Methodist University, majoring in advertising. Alice Tang, daughter of Chang Ling Wang and Hui Tang. She will be attending Vanderbilt University, majoring in computer science. Samantha Woodard, daughter of Timothy and Victoria Woodard, will be attending the University of Missouri-Columbia and will be majoring in biochemistry and pre-veterinary science. Congratulations to those exceptional seniors. The class of 2021 has many other seniors who are graduating with high levels of achievement. Our first group represents those with highest honors. These students are those who have maintained a 3.9 or higher GPA over the course of their high school career. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Our next group represents seniors with high honors. These students have maintained a 3.7 to 3.89 GPA over the course of their high school career. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. We also would like to recognize the seniors with honors. These students have maintained a 3.5 to 3.69 GPA over the course of their high school career. Please stand and be recognized. Congratulations to these outstanding graduates. We have two seniors who were selected to serve as the voices of for the class of 2021 for today's commencement ceremony. Please turn your attention to the video monitor for our senior speeches. Benjamin Cohen, son of Sam Cohen and Christy Bowen. He will be attending Denison University, major in philosophy, politics, and economics.
Hello. So I hadn't submitted this speech prior to the day that I had signed up to recite it for approval from a room full of Hickman administrators. Some of them might be here today. They gave me feedback for that speech after I'd recited it, and for the most part, everyone seemed to like it. But they did give me one piece of advice. They wanted me to clean up the introduction. They could have objected to the part about notable Hickman alumni Sam Walton and Kenneth Lay. They could have objected to the joke about Isaac Stiepelman's Snow Day conspiracy. They could have, but they didn't. They wanted me to say what I thought was important to say. And they gave me the freedom to figure out the best way to say it, which, it turns out, didn't include those jokes. When Hickman's current building was constructed in 1927, it was out in the sticks. There used to be a racetrack here. Now it's the thriving, cosmopolitan beacon of art and society that is the I-70 business loop. Things around Hickman have changed a little. Hickman has changed a lot. There are way more people, and they speak different languages, and they sound different. And we've come a long way in other regards as well. The radio station, for example, is no longer allowed to broadcast on commercial airways without a permit. These are all things considered probably good. I think the FCC would definitely agree on the latter point, although I can't speak for Mr. Boland. My point is that Hickman has changed, but it didn't try to change us. You know, I remember when the walkout happened a couple of years ago. It was inspiring. I also remember when the crop top thing happened. I was more confused about that one, I'll be honest. But my sophomore year, I also remember, I decided I wanted to get involved in student government. You know, up until then, I didn't really have a good idea about how the system worked, and I didn't get the idea that many others did as well. So I wrote a letter to my principal, who read it and met with me. Well, not every day at Hickman High School was great, and not every teacher that I had was perfect, and not every class that I took was an A, as my parents don't need to be told. There is something about my high school that has allowed me to grow as myself. That meeting with Dr. G is an example of this. Every graduation speech that I've heard talks about how we've all changed and we've gotten bigger and older and we've become more mature and we're all going to be friends forever. But I think that there might be a little bit more to it than just that. I think that we're likely the same people who showed up 4 years ago on Jumpstart Day. It's not that we aren't different people. For example, I thought that I would be touring on a platinum record by now. Now I'm planning to study philosophy, so I have Mr. McFarland to thank for that. But we are the same people. I've been in public schools here since 7th grade. You know, there are some schools that make you immediately aware of the standard, of what a student there is and does, and up until pretty recently, what direction they have to walk around in the mornings before class. Hickman isn't that kind of place. You don't have to fit in as one of John Hughes's character archetypes. If you're on the football team, you don't have to automatically resent it, all jokes about Hickman football aside. Additionally, if you're not a member of the theater department, you don't necessarily have to be afraid of liking the theater program. Trust me, they really want you to. We've grown as people, many of us literally, but Hickman hasn't forced us into molds. And when the walkouts happened, Dr. G didn't try to get up and speak into the bullhorn. And when I wrote my indignant letter about student government, he didn't try to convince me that everything was fine. Neither did Ms. E.K., who encouraged me to voice my concerns through that letter. Each of us came to Hickman with our own values, and we were encouraged to think about them and develop them, but not to abandon them. You know, it's sad that we're not all here together today, but it's cool that we get to be here at all. We've made it through a really weird year together, and most of it was apart. This year may have changed how school looked, but we're the same people that we were 4 years ago. As with this speech, Hickman High School gave us the freedom to figure out the best way to be those people. Congratulations to all my classmates, and thank you to everyone who was able to make this possible.
Thank you, Ben. Our next speaker will be Liam Hogan. Liam is the son of Michael and Robin Hogan. He will be attending Creighton University, where he will be majoring in graphic design.
Hello, fellow Hickman graduates. I'm Liam, one of your classmates. If you know me, hi. If not, I promise not to be offended. Normally in this kind of speech, you kind of kick things off by talking about how much you've seen everyone in your class grow over their 4-year experience and how senior year is sort of this culmination of everyone's high school potential. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really feeling the culmination. The reality of things is we kind of got our senior year pulled right out from under us and had it replaced with the consolation prize of all our AP exams in the first semester. You know what I mean? I had a lot of big plans for the school year, and I can attest that approximately 0% of them escaped the pandemic unscathed. I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to sort of extrapolate that out to similar experiences for the rest of you as well. Most of us were gonna do cool stuff this year, but hey, even if you weren't, no one has to know now. For as much as the pandemic has taken from us, I think it's also managed to give us some unique perspectives on things. If I may highlight just one area that's particularly stuck with me, it's that we should take a lot fewer things for granted. Some of you probably know this about me, but for those who don't, I'm in student government. At one point, back when we were in the hybrid model, we gave out a survey to all the students asking how they felt about that model. And the results for the survey, we saw this massive chunk of the student body clamoring for us to spend more time at school. I know it's cliche, but come on, that doesn't happen. It goes to show you that so many parts of life we previously took for granted got the spotlight for a while and made us say, oh, I guess I actually do like being able to walk in a crowded public area without having fear struck into me. That's a nice perk. Another thing that took the spotlight was digital communication. Up until now, video calls had always just kind of been like there, but they never really worked all that well, and texting was fine, and plus if I wanted to talk to someone face to face, I'd just wait to see them in person. Now the entire global economy relies on Zoom. Side note, how did we get stuck with like the worst video calling software? Although, to be fair, back during the influenza pandemic in 1918, everyone had to talk to each other one-on-one using landlines, so I suppose things could have technically been worse. But taking things for granted is a problem that I think extends into our world a lot further than just the pandemic. Texas recently had a wake-up call with their power grid infrastructure after they took that one for granted a little too much. Our country's democracy recently asserted itself as something we might want to check up on. Heck, we take our entire planet for granted. And if I may, I'd like to venture and say that we do the same thing with our time here on this planet. We've all been here for a couple decades now, and I'd expect most of us aren't ready to call it quits today now that we're doing this whole graduating thing. I had this friend back in elementary school who used to periodically remind everyone as a downer that every day we wake up is another day closer to our deaths. He was a terrible friend, but even though he was sort of being disingenuous when he said that, he was right. And at some point deep in quarantine, I was thinking about that, and I thought, I've spent the last 4 months of my life staying up playing Among Us. This is terrible. And since then, I've tried to be a little bit more mindful about how I spend my time. The pandemic is on its way out. A good number of us are probably fully vaccinated, an astounding achievement of scientific and logistical magnitude that we should certainly not be taking for granted, by the way. We can see the light at the end, but geez, this was a long tunnel. Now that we can start to look beyond high school, I hope that everyone has their eyes set on some pretty big stuff. I, for one, am ready to try and make up for lost time. Thank you.
Thank you, Liam and Ben. The class of 2021 is special to me. We both began our journey together. Some of our former Smithton students may or may not remember, but 4 years ago, I stood in front of you in Hickman's gym as the new principal of Hickman High School and welcomed you as our newest QPs. Some of you were terrified at the fact that you were going from wildcats to now naked babies. It amazes me how fast these 4 years have gone. We have, in some ways, grown together, me as a brand new principal to tenured administrator, and you wide-eyed freshmen to graduating seniors. Obviously, this is not how any of us could have envisioned your senior year coming to an end. Gathering with half of your class, masked, socially distanced, in a pretty empty arena. And while this is not ideal, I believe we should consider the words from Liam's speech. We should not take this for granted. We are here, and we should celebrate your class the best we can in this environment. And this is something I've witnessed your class do all year. You have found ways, despite the pandemic, to honor tradition, carry yourselves with integrity, advocate for change, and achieve excellence. Your class refused to let the COVID pandemic stop you from celebrating and cheering on your fellow classmates. The DPO would not go quietly into the night. The leadership of student government worked tirelessly to ensure that underclassmen knew the importance of being involved in student leadership. You showed compassion, care, and grace to your classmates, your teachers, and the entire Hickman community as we worked together during one of the worst pandemics in our nation's history. You also found opportunities for leadership. For the first time, a group of seniors worked side by side with administration to ensure that Hickman remains a place where all students feel welcomed. Through this all, you achieved excellence. Your senior class features 5 presidential scholar candidates, 1 presidential scholar, the first in 9 years, 10 National Merit finalists, 2 National Merit Commended students, 2 Missouri Scholars 100, 3 perfect ACT scores, 53 seniors who qualified for Missouri Bright Flight scholarships, 77 President of Education Award winners, 38 seniors who received the George Washington Carver Award for being in the top 10% of Hickman's graduating class. And we have 136 A-plus scholarship recipients. Additionally, our seniors were recognized in regional, state, national, and international competitions in the areas of academics, ethics, choir, band and orchestra, athletics and fine arts, FBLA and DECA, FFA, poetry, esports, and speech and debate. Many hours of hard work, determination, perseverance, and resiliency have made these accomplishments possible. Accomplishments that include 1 saran-wrapped principal's car. Your class has truly added to the rich traditions of David H. Hickman High School. Please join me in congratulating this class on their amazing accomplishments. As you can see, the social and academic accolades of the class of 2021 are vast and varied. And although these accomplishments make me proud to be your principal, how well-rounded you are as a group inspires me even more. We celebrate your achievements, and I also encourage you to use this time to reflect, to thank those who helped push you when you didn't want to be pushed, who demanded more from you than you thought you were capable of. Your accomplishments would not have been possible without the support of your loved ones. At this time, will the parents and guardians of the graduates please stand? Thank you for being supportive and caring advocates for your children throughout their time in Columbia Public Schools. Seniors, let's give your parents and your guardians one last round of applause there. We have celebrated, reflected, and now we transition. This pandemic has separated us. For most of this year and part of last year, you were without school, denied a space where you met with friends, and as Ben pointed out, where Hickman helped you be your best self. And while you were physically not at Hickman, Hickman was always with you. Now you prepare to leave Hickman once more and start the next chapter of your lives. Always remember this truth. Once a CUPE, always a CUPE. Hickman will continue to be here to support you in whatever way you can, or whatever way we can. We are so proud of you, seniors. Congratulations, class of 2021. At this time, will Dr. Stiepelman and Ms. Snodgrass please come forward? Dr. Stiepelman, these seniors have met the requirements of Columbia Public School District and the state of Missouri. It is truly an honor to present the David H. Hickman High School graduating class of 2021. Congratulations and best wishes to these seniors for their accomplishments.
Dr. Grignani, on behalf of the Central Administration, I accept the graduating class of 2021 and certify that they have indeed met the graduation requirements for the Columbia Public Schools. I extend my very best wishes to each and every one of you in your future endeavors, and I'm honored to present the David H. Hickman High School class of 2021 to you, Ms. Snodgrass, Board of Education member. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Board of Education, I authorize the awarding of these diplomas. I congratulate each of you, your families, and the staff of David H. Hickman High School and wish you success in the future.
Graduates, families, and friends, as we begin the presentation of diplomas, we will ask for your assistance. We will use a double-line format to announce each graduate. As a courtesy to all, please keep your applause and cheering within reason as our CUPEs come across the stage. This will allow each parent and guest the opportunity to hear the graduates' names. At this time, we will begin the reading of names.
Zayden Javon White Gregory.
Evan Christopher Siraj.
Jasper G. Reynolds.
Montre Darius Thomas.
Isaac John Weston.
Zoe Lai.
Gloria G. Weston.
Nathaniel Gage Smith.
Michael O'Shea Proctor, Jr.
Jade E. Leidy.
Logan Christopher Stone.
Thomas Wood.
Ethan Hugo Marquez.
Dylan Blaine Peterson.
Samantha Lynn Woodard.
Lauren Avery Stokes.
Grace Urban.
Jamie Nicole Rapp.
Stefan Sheth.
Kenneth Woolfolk.
Nicholas R. Zweifel.
Gage Alexander Martin.
Guan Lim.
Kyle Annalise Stauffer.
Evan J. Libby.
Catherine Abigail Lawson.
Christina Ann Sherman.
Beeler Greer Lyle.
Cher Say.
Cade Henry Lampkin.
Daniel Joseph Saab.
Deanne Marie Schneider.
Zach Lewis Lease.
Samuel Douglas Morgan.
Emmett Pottinger.
Jacob Longwell.
Hayden Michael Vaughn.
Jack David Sorrell.
Natalie Ann Vaughn.
Seth Andrew Larson.
Brittany Lynn Stein.
Ben Wilson.
JC Kyrie Rogers.
Hadley Larson.
Blake Christopher Matthews.
Zach McDonald.
Joseph Andrew Villarreal.
Skylar Robert Smith Hoheimer.
Jake Waldron.
Jordan Rooney.
Avery Caroline Zerer.
Luke Anthony Ochoa.
Kalia A. Naylor.
Maya Olivia Seek.
Alicia H. Mawson.
Kate Jeline Rohr.
Rachel D. Patton.
Zoe Isabel O'Brien.
Colin Ray Morris.
Coriana Michelle Simmons.
Jordan Benjamin Naral.
Brady Barrett Lunsford.
Anna C. Waters.
Rowan M. Matthews.
Chloe Rose Steiner.
Sophia Kimberly Pinkstaff.
Morgan Kennedy Slate.
Amina Leskavitska.
Patrick Tuishima.
Isabel Amelia Rose Mound.
Selena Elizabeth Schmalzy.
Cole Lewis Pitts.
Enoch Siddhartha Markham.
William Joseph Schumer II.
Raymond Philip Schroeder.
Owen Axel Lamb.
Asher Neal.
Turner Daniel McCarty.
Sophie Claire Teddy.
Trinity Winetta Ann Ratliff.
Micah Richard Swartz.
Jacob Scott Schrader.
Era Lee Mellum.
Mevludin Mihinovich.
Stella J. Will.
Andres Esteban Romero Campaign.
Asa Smith.
Lindsay Elizabeth Oberly.
Claire Allison Walter.
Awen Gabrielle Jean Smith.
Jonathan Everett Roberts.
Jessica Rogel.
Zane Wilson.
Sydney Alexandria Yeager.
Sarah R. Landucci.
Maya Rose Miracle.
Darian Tyler Townsend.
Jillian Francis Long.
Harrison Charles Scheller.
Emma Nicole Tellman.
Andrew Romero Perez.
Clara Jade Strathausen.
Jackson Obermeyer.
Ethan James McCauley.
Preston Dunn Stephen.
Alexander Matthew Rushing.
Christian Pallady.
Trista Renee McDaniel.
Rush Turner Pease.
Savannah Addison McGinnis.
Isabella A. Sorm.
Grace Elaine McEwen.
Nicholas Malik Lugo.
Logan Jacob Piscalia.
Jordan Alana Renee Taylor.
Zachary Cole Onesorge.
Kai Douglas Tyndall.
Angel Lopez.
Leah Elizabeth Sperling.
Gage Slaughter.
Kevin White.
Gloria Laura Hernandez.
Tyler Michael Meyer.
Tayanica L. Lewis.
Alexandra Catherine Smith.
Megan Ann Euliger.
Joaquin Rodriguez.
Ayana T. Moss.
Alice Shuyang Tang.
Shannon Yaki.
Ethan Roth.
Jamal Stewart.
Eli Ruben Zamarripa.
Elise K. Nelson.
Sydney Elizabeth Scott.
Trisha Tara Samala.
Amelia M. Perkis.
Mila Catherine Powell.
Isabel Alondra Torres.
Robert DiMaggio Lammers.
Antonio Lopez.
Jacob Ian Smith.
Keith Lloyd Sumner.
Adam John Smith.
Amaya Lanice Chenault Thompson.
Micaiah Lee Lewis.
Rhiannon Loren Schnetzer.
Esther Sendugu.
Jasmine Rodriguez Salas.
Deandra Lynn Zelmer.
Melina Yvette Traxler.
Skip S. Smale Murillo.
Elson David Roper.
Tanasia Natalia Lewis.
Isaac Chang Stiepelman.
Hayden Michael White.
Richard W. Wang.
Emma Lauren Swires.
Evan Scott Lohr. Calvin Bernard Tidwell, Jr. Cadence Fielding Ostrander. Dina Mugeni.
All right, graduates, we've got one more thing we need to do. Let's go ahead and stand up. There's one tradition we do at the end of graduation, and you may not be aware of this, but we are being streamed on the internet right now, which means we are live worldwide, and we need to tell the world who we are. So we are going to do a strawberry shortcake one last time. Only this time, you will not say Cupies, you will say graduates of HHS. Hickman alum, if you are in the stands, help us out. 1, 2, 3. Strawberry shortcake, gooseberry pie, VICTORY. Are we it? Well, I guess yes, because we're of HHS. Congratulations, class of 2021. All right, remain seated real quick, and we're going to get you out of here in an orderly fashion. To my parents and guardians in the stands, your Cupies, your students are going to exit through the south entrance. They will meet you on the east side of the arena. Thank you so much, and congratulations again, class of 2021.